Here are some ways that insurance companies will leverage surveillance and what you can do to help protect your case. So insurance companies will hire private investigators to follow you around and record you to monitor what you're doing, your physical activities. And the reason why they're doing this is they're hoping to capture you doing things that are inconsistent with what you're reporting in your claim, what you're telling your doctors, what you might be telling your employers, all in a way to discredit you. So they want to undermine your credibility and show that your physical health is not as bad as you say because of whatever they capture on video. An example, if somebody's claiming they have a back injury and the insurance company, through their investigators, records you lifting groceries, maybe a case of water, and loading it into the back of your car or unloading it, they'll argue that your symptoms, your back injury, isn't as bad as you claimed. Be cautious about activities that you do. It's very common for insurance companies to use surveillance, to hire private investigators. So just consider anything that you're doing may be recorded. It's hard to predict exactly when, where an investigator might set up or be. They're extremely discreet. Just be cautious, be aware of it. If your doctors are telling you not to do a certain activity, not to lift certain things, follow the advice of your medical doctors. If the doctor's okay with you doing certain activities, make sure it's documented so that it's not inconsistent, so that your doctor is also aware of what you might be doing. If there is surveillance, it'll be much more difficult for the insurance company to argue that it's not consistent. You've told your doctor that you're doing those activities, or at least trying to do those activities. And if certain activities make you worse, document that as well, because this surveillance video might show you doing something, but what it doesn't show is how you felt after the fact. So not only will the insurance companies hire investigators to come to you and look for you and follow you around and video record you. In the industry, we also call this self-surveillance. They love to search for the treasure trove, social media. People essentially do surveillance on themselves and post it for the world to see. And insurance companies and their investigators will scour those social media accounts and collect that information to argue that you're not as injured as you say you are. That could be posting photographs, posting videos, posting locations, where you are, what you've done, who you were with. And all of that is information that the insurance company can then use to argue that you're not as hurt as you are telling your doctors, you're not as hurt as you're telling the insurance company. What's worse is they also get to see the people who were there with you. Maybe you tag them and then they find out who those people are. And there's nothing stopping the insurance company from then reaching out to other people, going to meet them, getting statements from them. Although you can set your profile to private, you can ask people not to tag you in photographs. That's not a guarantee. If your case ends up in litigation, it's quite possible that the insurance company will seek a court order requiring you to disclose what's been posted on social media. Social media can really hurt or undermine a personal injury case if you're not careful with what you're posting. If you were injured in an accident and you have an ongoing claim, limit your activity on social media. Consider anything and everything that you post is accessible to the insurance company, even if it's on privacy mode. Don't post things that are inconsistent with what you're telling your doctors and what you're advancing in your claim. So another way they use surveillance, obviously, is to try to record you or find you doing things that are inconsistent with what you're saying your daily routine is. So for instance, if you're telling your doctors you're in so much pain and discomfort that you can't walk for very long, you can't stand for very long, you're mostly in your house, if they find an opportunity, they're going to record you walking your dog for 3 blocks. Standing for 4 hours, whatever it might be, and then say, you're not only lying to us, you're lying to your doctors, you're not credible. Pay attention to what you're telling people, your doctors, what you're advancing in the claim. If you are doing things but you're not doing them as long or as well, or you're having difficulty with it, don't say I can't, or I don't, or I never do this thing. Describe how it's harder, not as enjoyable, you don't do it as much. It's far less likely that they'll be able to use that surveillance to say that you were lying. So when it comes to surveillance, insurance companies will go just about anywhere. I've seen surveillance videos of people at their workplace, at recreational activities, at family functions. I've even seen surveillance footage of people at the cemetery paying their respects to a loved one. There is really almost nothing off limits to the insurance company and their investigators. They will go just about anywhere to try to get evidence that they think can help them save money and pay you less for your claim or injury. And make no mistake about it, they're spending money on surveillance. And sometimes they're paying a lot on surveillance so that they can pay you a lot less for your claim. They look at it as an investment that ultimately will pay them dividends because they're going to save a lot of money on your case. Sometimes people ask me, well, how can an insurance company hire a private investigator, follow me, and record me without my consent? Don't they have to tell me? And the answer is no. They don't have to tell you. They will not tell you. As long as you're within view, they can turn on the camera and record you. Don't expect any advance notice or warning that you're going to be surveilled, because you're not going to get it. Another tactic investigators use with surveillance and the insurance company is they'll take it out of context by showing you a 30-second clip of some kind of activity. But what they haven't showed you is all the minutes surrounding that clip. They don't record often. You taking breaks, you sitting, anything that might be inconsistent with their purpose. And sometimes when they do record, the insurance company conveniently doesn't share that information with you when they're trying to negotiate your claim. They're just going to show the highlights of what they think is inconsistent. The best way to protect yourself from surveillance and surveillance activity is be mindful. It could be happening anytime, anywhere. So limit your activities if they're inconsistent with your reported symptoms. Make sure you keep your healthcare providers informed on what you're doing and on how your injuries affect your activities. Avoid posting on social media. Don't make the insurance company's job easier by doing the surveillance for them. If you have any questions, if you're not sure, if you want to do something and you're not sure how it might affect your claim, talk to your attorney. That's what they're there for. It's much better to talk to your attorney first than having to deal with it after the fact if there's surveillance that comes down and jeopardizes your case. If you have any questions, feel free to reach out to us. We're available 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. We have a toll-free number listed here, or you can visit our website and request a free consultation.